Hi guys. So how are you guys doing?
I think we're doing all right.
I'm good.
It's like we're great.
We're great.
Yeah, we just finished our latest rehearsal. So how do you guys feel about the show?
It's like I think it's going to be great. We have been putting a lot of work into this, and I'm excited to perform at my first Fringe.
Yeah, and this is my second Fringe, but I'm feeling, especially after today, a lot more confident.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So what other show did you do for Fringe there?
3 years ago, I did a weird immersive play called Your Reason for Being.
Wow. Okay.
She did a stand-up comedy set. She was actually really funny.
Oh, great.
I'm not a stand-up comedian.
Great. So we're obviously here with Kendre and Gina, the stars of our latest production of Marry Me a Little. This is our 6th production for the 2025 Hollywood Fringe Festival. So a question for you guys, since I know you guys are together, so why don't you tell me the story of how you guys met?
So we're an obnoxious theater couple. We met doing a production of Pippin. He was Pippin, I was leading player. So our introduction was me just trying to get him to set himself on fire, which I think is very appropriate.
It's like, why fall in love with your actual love interest when you can fall in the one trying to make you jump into a fiery pit?
Nailed it.
So what was like your first date? What was that like?
New Year's.
New Year's.
It was kind of a low-key setup. We had mutual friends, and they're like, "Hey, Gina, we're going to a club for New Year's. Do you want to come?" And Kendre was like, "Yeah, you can be my date." So we bought my ticket to the club, and we've been together ever since.
And how long have you guys been together?
5.5 years. We just had our 1-year wedding anniversary last week.
Wow, 1 year. So what did you guys do to celebrate?
We went to a nice restaurant in Topanga Canyon called the Inn of the Seventh Ray.
Oh, I know that place very well. I actually got married there.
What?
I did.
It's so pretty.
Yes, it's a wonderful little restaurant. Yes.
Yeah.
So why don't I'm going to ask you guys this question each individually. So, Kendre, how did you know that Gina was the one for you? Was there a special moment?
This was literally in my vows, still on the first date. I brought her a bottle of white wine, Riesling, because that is what she likes. She wasn't drinking hard liquor like the rest of us. And I offered to get her a glass from the cabinet, and she said, "No, that's fine," and just drank from the bottle. So, yeah, I was very, very impressed.
Gina, what about you?
I feel like there wasn't stop it. There wasn't one specific moment where I was like, "Oh, he's the one," but I can remember the exact moment I knew that I picked correctly, because it was right after we had gotten engaged, and I was already having a meltdown over everything I had to do and invites and all these people, and he literally stopped. He takes me by the face and goes, "Other people don't matter. What other people want don't matter. All that matters at the end of the day is you and me." And I was like, and that's how I knew it was very correct in my choice.
Oh my God, that's great. Kendre, how did you propose?
We went back home to Massachusetts. We were out there for my friend's graduation, who is also one of her bridesmaids, her sister's graduation, and then I took her to she's really into historical stuff. So I went to an old estate, because Massachusetts has a lot of those.
I really like super old buildings.
Yeah. And I proposed to her in the rose garden of that estate.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So you guys are both from Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
So why don't you guys tell me, how did you guys grow up? Why don't you tell me about that?
I feel like we have very different upbringings. I was raised in the suburbs of Boston, in a nice little town. It was pretty average. I went to public school, got my degree in theater performance, but I've been acting I got my start in acting, oddly enough, in church, because I went to a children's mass. They had a special children's mass, so I started singing in the children's choir, and then they would have the kids act out the gospel instead of it being told. So that's where I got my start in acting, and I got the bug, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird, right?
Kendre, what about you? What's your story?
I grew up in what some might call the hood, in one of the statistically top 10 most violent cities. My mom took me out of that area for high school, went to a richer area, did not live in the richer area of that place, but one of my friends, they just needed more guys for one of their shows, and here we are.
Wow. Well, so how long have you guys been in California?
3.5 years? Or did we just
No,
hit 4?
we just hit 2021. We moved here. It's 2025, so 4 years.
Wow, 4 years. So what was the impetus for coming out to California?
Acting. Before we got together, I knew that I wanted to move to LA to be an actor. So before we started dating, I was just like, hey, I'm not interested in anyone because I'm planning on moving to LA and doing the whole acting thing. So I don't really want to be with anyone right now because I don't want to ask anyone to move across the country with me. And then he said,
that's fine with me.
his sister had been living out here anyway. He's like, that's something I've always wanted to do, so I'm open. So that's why I gave him a chance. And then we were supposed to, my original plan was to move out here in October of 2020, but so we ended up pushing it and ended up being May of 2021.
Well, so what do you guys do out here when you're not on stage?
Working.
Oh, what do you guys work at?
I give the VIP tours at Universal and sometimes tram tours as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a title examiner for a real estate law firm, so a lot less fun than that or this.
Right. So, why don't you guys tell me a little bit about the show that we're doing?
Marry Me a Little is a musical review collection of the rejects from Sondheim's discography, is how I like to say it. It's a bunch of his more classic shows, Follies and the like, songs that just didn't make the cut, and he put it together to make a new story.
Yeah, and the story is basically of two roommates who are into each other, and it's up to you to come to the show to find out whether they end up together or not.
Wow. When does the show go up again?
We open our first performance is a week from today, Friday, June 6th.
A week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow.
Wow.
Friday,
Okay.
June 6th.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, have you guys ever done any Sondheim shows before, or is this your first?
This is my first.
Oh, wow.
I have done Into the Woods.
Oh, wow. Yeah. How is that compared to this?
Yeah, it's still Sondheim. It's still Sondheim. Jack, I didn't have to learn as much Sondheim, but it's still Sondheim, so...
So, last question here. How has the experience been for working with Chromolume here?
It's been great. Yeah, this has definitely been one of the harder processes just because my first Sondheim show and learning all the lyrics and the songs. So this has been the biggest challenge probably for me so far. But I like a challenge, so it's been a lot of fun.
This is my second show here. Little less people to work with, but being able to do it with my wife kind of makes up for that fact. She's all over me. But a great time either way.
That's great. So now it's actually the last question. So why should people come see Marry Me a Little?
Need we say more?
Oh my God. This is why I married her. I said because I'm in it for first date, and now I didn't even have to say anything. But also just great music, great people, supporting a local theater. Really no-lose situation here.
And the cast is pretty good looking.
Great. Thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.